A very good morning to everyone on this lovely Saturday. Welcome to our regular talk hosted by the Center Global of Sustainability Study USM, the Environmental Protection Education Working Groups. Food production and consumption practice have a direct influence on our environment and society. A positive influence on the environment, society, and the larger goods may be achievable by developing a sustainable good food production system, saving water, providing more people with access to healthy food. And today we are very honored to have our distinguished speaker, Mr. Tai Yi Seng, with us sharing on the organic food. Just let me briefly introduce Mr. Tai. Mr. Tai is a graduate of National University Singapore and also University of Pennsylvania. He is also a member of Malaysia Organic Standard Drafting Group under SIRIM and also a member of Singapore Organic Standard Technical Committee. He was also the organic food and beverage expert of EU Business Avenue in the South Asia under the European Union in year 2019. Mr. Tan has been working in Zhenxi Agri Organic Food since 2006 and has developed 3 associate companies for the groups, namely Zhenxi Organic Parks, Zhenxi Agri Organic Food Singapore, Zhenxi Travels, Zhenxi Penang, China, and etc. He is now managing the whole operation of Zhenxi Organic Food in Singapore, Malaysia, and China. Zhenxi Organic Food is the leading organic fresh produce brand in Singapore, Malaysia, and South Asia region. And it was selected by Frost Sullivan as the best organic food company in Malaysia for the years 2018, 19, and the best in South Asia in 2020. In 2019, Zhenxi also declared its support of more than 8 of 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, together with the company of IOSTA, the International Federation of Organic Agriculture movement, under the initiative of Organic as part of the solution in Europe. Under the guidance of Mr. Tai, the whole operation is successfully set up from the organic fertilizer to organic foods on the table that is certified by NASA Australia and certified to the International Food Safety Standard. So without further ado, let us welcome Mr. Tai Seng Yi for his sharing.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Morning, Dr. Chan. Yeah.
Good morning. How are you, Mr.
Such a
Tai?
pleasure. All good, all good. Yeah. Thank you so much for inviting. Yeah.
Right,
so,
the floor is yours, Mr. Tai.
Okay. So you shouldn't talk much and then start presenting, right? Let me see how do I start the the sharing. Share screen and PowerPoint. Yeah. So hi, my name is Seng Yi. Good to see everybody this Saturday morning. So you may or may not heard about Zhenxi before, but we are the leading one in Southeast Asia in terms of organic food. So today I'm giving this very interesting challenge because I mean, USM want me to identify 10 ways to identify what is the real organic food, which is a challenge to me, I think. Yeah, but nonetheless, I try my best, and then I got this 10 ways. So anyway, so I will share along the way for these 10 ways. So what is Zhenxin? Zhenxin means in terms of Chinese, 诚心, we say it is called 诚实诚意兴旺, honesty, sincerity, make prosperity. That's our business motto. That that's what propels us forward. So Zhenxin. So first way to identify what is the real organic food is you know your producers. So this is my dad, who is the founder of the company. Yeah, and then we started farming since 20 years ago, and then we started directly in organic farming. So because we first in the beginning, we make a lot of organic fertilizers, and then we couldn't sell them, so that's why we went on to start organic farming. Then we farm a lot of vegetables, and then we couldn't sell them. Then we went on to open the shops to sell them. And then still people don't believe in us. Then we went on to open Zhenxin Organic Park, tourism spots to bring people in to let you see how we farm. So with that, that was like 20 years ago already. So I would say that, know who is your producer is very important. That will be the first way. So, and then I'm the producer as well now. So like what Dr. Chan said, I graduated from first in Kluang, Juan Zhonghua Zhongxue, and then after that I went to Singapore National Universities, and then after that to Penn, and then I came back to manage the company, and then since then it has been 16 years. So I also help to draft Malaysia Organic Standards and Singapore Organic Standards. And I also, the interesting point is I grew up in a farm. So that is an interesting one, so that I know how farming look like and how farmers looks like. Yeah. So that is the company now, 3 countries, 4 organic farms, 30 contract farmers, 200, more than 200 types of fresh produce, actually more than 500 types of organic food products, distributed over 200 stores directly in Singapore, Malaysia, and China, and then 1 noodle factories, organic noodle factories, 1 organic fertilizer factories. Actually, it's 17 organic stores now, and then 1 Zhenxin Organic Park, and more than 400 people. So the picture was taken 3 years ago in Zhenxin Organic Park, and then we have like 160 people in Kluang itself. Yeah. So we are organic farmers. Not only that, we do from organic fertilizers to organic farming, to organic pack house, to organic shops, and then to delivery to use. And then the whole chain is certified under NASA Australia. And also our farms are certified by My Organics Malaysia. So 2018, 19, 20, we are selected as the best by Frost & Sullivan in both Malaysia and Southeast Asia. So the interesting part is this, this Australia studies 2018. Yeah. So why people choose organic and why people don't choose organic? I think it's always come to a lot of times come to this trust. Although this trust is not so big over here, but of course, you choose organic because you are conscious about the environment. You want the health benefit, which is the biggest what you can see. Yeah. But you don't choose, maybe it's a cost, but the trust is one of them. So how to build trust? Build trust is very important. Yeah. So why Zhenxin Organic Vegetables? I think this is what you can see. Soil grown. First, we are soil grown. We're not without chemical fertilizers, which is very important because the chemical fertilizers has a lot of nitrates left over. Yeah. And then second, we grow without chemical pesticides. And third, we do crop rotations. We don't We don't repeat the same crops every 2 times or 5 times of growth cycles, and then we use natural water source, and then we use and we don't use any weedicides, yeah, which is very important because you know that nowadays there are so many traceabilities of the Roundup, which is glyphosate in all our food, yeah. So that is another interesting point and very important point. So we hand weed, which is the result why our cost is much higher than others. And 6, no GMO. 7, the sustainable farming method, meaning that there's no negative impact to the environment and to the neighbor, and so on. There are 8, 9, and 10. So this is why organic food is better. So 2, you know, how do you identify organic products? You read the labels, you know, you read what exactly it is. You see if it's certified organic, because organic is a term in Malaysia is still not so I mean, they try to put in the law, it's in the law already, but the problem is, you know, it has to be certified. Yeah, I mean, so now they require the certifications, so it has to be certified organic now. So we are certified to Australian NASA standards that you can see the numbers A123P, which means the packing house certification numbers. So you know the produce, you can see that where is the producers, who is the producers, I mean the producing countries, and then you can see the producer because it's us. You can see our address, and then our name, our phone, our, you know, you can scan the QR code, you can find us. Then second, I mean, the important thing is the traceability, is that you know that how, I think probably in the market, only us have the traceability now among the industry players. We have the codes that can trace back to the pack house, and then trace back to the farm, and then trace back to which farmers that grow it, and then which plot that grow it, and then what fertilizer they use during the farming of this pack of chaisin. Yeah. So the interesting thing is our coming project is we're going to develop this new QR code that have all this information inside. So people will, you know, in the future, we can easily identify which farmers that grow this pack on this plot by just scanning our internal QR code. So this is a very unique one. I would say it will be the first in Southeast Asia, or it can be the first in Asia that we are doing it. So that is the unique point that we are moving forward. So traceability is very important. We know our farmers, and then we know who grow them. So a lot of people don't really understand that, oh, you know, wow, one certification, there are so many kinds of certifications, which one is real? And then you can check out their website, you know. So Zensyn, as us, you know, as a producers, then, you know, we are certified by the certification body. But certification body has to be, I mean, the good one, the international one, are certified to international by, they are accredited by international body, like IFOM, which is the International Federation of Organic Agriculture Movement, or USDA, or EU, or China. These are the big one now in the world. So the certification bodies are accredited by the accreditation body. So, and then we are certified by the certification body. So it's very, very funny that sometimes when I speak in different conference, then they always say that, you know, organic is organic true, is organic real. Organic still have a lot of controversy. I would say that organic, there's no controversy at all. It's just that whether you understand or you don't understand, or whether you go and try to understand or not. So, like you see this Codex and FAO. Codex is the international standards for everything. So, for example, like the Malaysia Standard Board, SIRIM, they also look towards to Codex to see what standards they can adopt from Codex. So even Codex has the international organic standards, just like FAO. So there's no controversy. There's only true organic. I mean, the standards is clearly stated there. Yeah, whether you fulfill the standard or you don't fulfill the standards, you rely on the third-party certification body to do the certifications, to certify you. So third, I would say that you have to understand what's the meaning of organic food. So organic food is actually, it goes through the organic productions process. So there's a definitions of organic food by IFOM, which is very interesting. It says organic agriculture is a production system. So it's a whole production system that sustains the health of soil, ecosystem, and people. So it only improves the health of soil, ecosystem, and people. It relies on the ecological process, biodiversity, and cycles adapted to local conditions. Meaning that the ecological process is, for example, we will reuse the waste to make into a compost and put back into a farm, because we think that we can't use like, for example, 1,000 kg of vegetables, no, 1,000 kg of organic fertilizers to grow only 500 kg of vegetables. That is not ecological, because your production is too low and then your input is too high. Then it won't be balanced, because ultimately we'll run out of resources by doing so. So the ecological process is very important. Biodiversity means that, for example, our farm, if it's more than 10 hectares, we have to reserve 10% of the farm area for biodiversity, for the small little things to live over there. And then it has to adapt to the local conditions. Whatever local conditions, we can improve the local conditions is very important, rather than the use of the inputs with adverse effect, just like chemical fertilizer, chemical pesticides. So organic agriculture combines tradition, innovation, and science to benefit the shared environment. This is very meaningful as well, because a lot of times people say, "Oh, is Malaysia organic vegetables internationally recognized?" Yes, if it's certified organic to international standards, it will be internationally recognized. It's not that we are more inferior than the European organic vegetables. Yeah, because organic agriculture combines with the traditions. You have to understand that which and where grow best of these vegetables, then it will be more suitable to grow organic. And then innovation and science is very important, because some of the farmers, they say, oh, they are more organic than others farmers because they don't even remove the weed from their farm, which is not scientific, because the weed will actually fight for the nutrients with the vegetables. So removing the weed is important as well. So we have to understand the science, but not blindly believe ourselves what we do is always right. Like we let it grow naturally. We don't do anything, that we just leave the vegetables to grow, then it will be at a stronger state. And then, but science is very important. You have to understand the science. And then whatever the organic agriculture do, benefit the shared environment, because the environment is not yours, it's everybody's, and promote a fair relationship and good quality of life involve all. So meaning involve the small little worms to the biggest animal in the world, which is human. So this is a definition by IFOM, which is very interesting, that can be applied to many things. So this is what I mean, understand the meaning of organic food. So not only the certifications or the standards, above the standards, there are 4 principles of organic agriculture, which the principle of health, ecology. So health is the one I said just now, that organic agriculture sustain the health of everything. So it doesn't have the adverse effect to the animal, to the humans, to the plants, to the environment. The principle of ecology means that the cycle and the system should help to sustain whatever organic agriculture is doing. It won't over rely on certain thing like fossil fuel. Yeah. So this is very clear that why organic agriculture is sustainable, because whatever it use will be, like the compost, it will deposit in the soil, and then it will only help the soil be better and better, rather than the use of chemical fertilizers, which will deteriorate the soil structures. Principle of fairness, another interesting thing that, because you may say that you own the land now, but I would say that you may not own the land 100 years later or 200 years later. So you have to build the right relationship, a fair relationship with your land. that because you ensure that the future generation, which is the last principle, that you care for the land only. You are the caretaker. You are not really the owner. That you care for the land for the future generations. Yeah. So you are only the caretaker. So you better preserve it well. Yeah. So this is the 4 principles that even you are certified organic, you have to be, you have to be certified under these 4 principles as well. Yeah, none of them can anyhow pollute the land if they are certified organic, which they will be against the standards as well, because the standards clearly say that you have to fulfill these 4 principles. 4, you check with the organic farmers whether they are supporting the SDG goal. If they are not supporting, you can question them. So the interesting part is Zenshin Organic is actually supporting 10 out of 17 SDG directly. Yeah, and then has no negative impact to the rest of the 7. So this is one of the programs that we pledged together with our partner in Europe, it's called Nature and More, and also FAO in Europe, that under the program called Organic is Part of the Solutions, that we support the 17 SDGs directly. Yeah. So you can see that, why SDG is so important why organic is so important to SDG. First, we don't use any chemical fertilizers and pesticides. So that's why the waterway will be cleaner. You will understand that why, because for example, if you live at the downstream and then your upstream farmers are farming chemically with the chemicals, and then whatever leftover go into the water, will you dare to drink the water? This is very clear that it happens in everywhere in the world, that the leakage of the chemicals are all into our water, and then we have to clean our water before we drink it, or process our water, or boil our water. Yeah. So using compost, the other one, using compost. Why using compost? Because using compost, it creates the structures for the sponge for the plant to grow. So the root of the plant can easily go into the soil and then take up the nutrients, whatever nutrients you put. So it creates a sponge effect. So the sponge effect help to retain the water within the soil. So you can see that organic farmers can use 60% less water, and then it will be more resistant to the drought when it's happened. So that's directly supporting the number 6, clean water and sanitizations. And then the healthy food only come from the healthy, sustainable agriculture, which make your body healthy, which it supports the number 3, the good health and well-being. Number 14, which hasn't happened in Malaysia yet, but happens in Baltic Sea already in Europe, in Northern Europe, that the runoff of the artificial fertilizers, especially nitrates, that pollute the freshwater system and also the sea, that they start to see the excess nitrate that kill the coral, and then occur the massive dead zone in the sea. So it kills the life inside. Yeah. So that is the part that it helps to, if we use compost, it helps number 14, which is a life below the water. Organic farmers. So beside our own farms, we have 30 contract farmers that we have successfully turned 150 acres, more than 150 acres into organic farming. And number 5 come to you to tell you that the real organic farmers are proud of their land and proud of their products, because every time when we visit our farmers, they will bring their vegetables to us, and then we will go makan and then fry the vegetables together and eat together. So because they are so proud of it, they're so proud of their produce, and they taste the different tastes of the vegetables. So before we come in, these organic farmers without certifications, they are always questioned by their peers that whether they are real organic or not. People always joke about them. Hey, are you Are you being funny that you just grow organic without chemicals? Are you real or not? Now they are certified internationally. Their peers are not doubting them, and then they have the clear certifications to show to them that they are doing the right things, which make them proud, you know. So yeah, I would say that all the organic farmers, the real organic farmers, they are proud of themselves, which I think you can sense that. So this is another way to see whether your organic produce is good. So this is another one. We convert the farm in Batu Gajah in Ipoh from the chemical farming to organic farming. Yeah, which successfully turned 50 acres of them into organic. And you can see that how green it is now, instead of just white sands that reflects the sunlight back to our ozone layer, which is creating the heating to the earth. So if we can turn the farm into organic, you can see the impact to the environment. Yeah, and then it stop polluting the waters beside it. So 6, you check with your producer whether they can trace back to the source, to the farm, because like every year we will take like 10 questions from our customers who ask us whether this pack of organic vegetable is real or fake. Then we have to trace back for them, because every pack of our vegetables has a traceability codes, trace back to the on our labels, trace back to the source. So from consumer, trace back to the retail store, trace back to the distribution center, trace back to which farm they grow it, trace back to which plot they grow it, and what do they use to grow. And then if they are using the compost that we grow, how do we make the compost? And then what do we use to make the compost? That's the traceabilities. And then not only that, we have the certification from organic farming now. We also certified ISO 22000, which another layers for the traceabilities of our products. 7, see the holes on your organic vegetables. You will see somehow 1 or 2 holes, or some vegetables like our caixin. I mean, notoriously they always have the holes. So sometimes it doesn't last too long because it gets bitten by the worms, but definitely is very good for you, because the worms like to eat it. The flea beaters like to eat the caixin, and then the caixin tastes better than the other caixin. So that is very, very clear. Yeah, I can see that, whether insect is edible. Insect, of course, is a good protein, I think. Yeah, they are fed with our organic vegetables. I think they are edibles. Yeah, I don't think they are, particular if it's not the toxic insects. Yeah. So I would think that the snail is edible. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so you can try that. Yeah, just like the French snail. I think it probably tastes the same. I haven't tried that. So you can see the spiders almost in every organic cabbage that we grow in Cameron Highland, because that is very very interesting that we found that they know where to catch the worms, where to put their trap, which is exactly on top of the vegetables. Yeah. So it tastes the organic taste. I would say that consumers are not stupid. Why do we have the consumer with us? Because they really sense the difference. They sense the different taste of the organic vegetables. They sense the different energy of the organic vegetables. So the taste is like just like the Cameron Highland carrots. We sell by the way, we sell the organic carrot from Australia, because we know that consumers are spoiled with the taste, that they want something lighter and sweeter taste, which is a organic carrot from Australia. Because when we grow the carrots in Cameron Highland, it's very fragrant, but it has the sharp taste that the sharper taste that can how to say, kids may not like it sometimes, but the Dutch friend told me that this is the real taste of the carrots. Yeah. So I saw a question from Chang that you said how long it takes to farm organic land to from non-organic to the organic plot. It takes 3 years to convert. Yeah, from the time you stop chemical fertilizers, and then the first year we will test whether the residue is still there, and then you go into the organic in conversions state, and then until third years we'll test again, then we'll certify again that will confirm this is certified organic, and then we have been certified for more than 12 years now. So if you want to understand more, you can visit us at Zensing Organic Park, which unfortunately now we stopped operating because of COVID at the moment, because we don't want to have too many visitors. But it's because of this, there are many people know about us through this. That's why we can be the one. I mean, we can be the strongest brand in Malaysia, because we really open our door to talk to you. We are not just a brand behind that, the secret man behind that work on the brand, because many organic brands, they don't even tell you who farms their vegetables. So which a lot of times it's unfair to really the real producers. So this is our farm. Welcome you to come when the time is allowed. We even have a Zensing Travel. Unfortunately, we also stopped because of the COVID. So I mean, when we start again, we'll bring you to see the farms, because that is our mission, and that is always something that we love to organize. We love to share with our friends and friends of Zensing, to bring you to see the farms. Our distribution centers, certified organic as a packing house, and also export to Hong Kong, Cambodia, Indonesia, and even Australia, and certified to international food system. And then our shops, Singapore, Malaysia, even in Nanning, China now. That Penang, I know most of you from Penang. They can see us in Bayan Baru, see us in Tanjong Tokong. There's our 16 shop in Damansara. There's our 17 in China now, in Guangxi. And this is our Tanjong Tokong outlet, our Bayan Baru outlet. And not only we have our farms, we also have our certified organic fertilizers. So which you can buy from our farm, or which you can if your farm or palm oil estate, or your conventional farm, even you can buy from us as well, because it will help, because it's all organic ingredients. It will help to it will help to improve your soil. So this is the way we are the first in Malaysia that's certified organic. And then I think that's one of the questions that asked, how does Zensing create its own fertilizer compost factory to the industry level? Because we use the Japanese technology, and then we know how to harvest our effective microbes to make our compost pile fermenting. That's our know-how now. And then every year we turn 12,000 tons of waste into organic fertilizers now. So I hope that answers your questions. So compost to industry level, you need a space, you need a place that because Malaysia is constantly raining, so you need shelter, so it won't wet your compost pile to be too wet. And then compost is about CN ratio, so you have to balance the CN ratios of the compost. So beside the compost, we also do there's a brand called Simply Nature, which is our arm for organic dry food. You can see us in Aeon, in many supermarkets, in Village Grocer, in Jar Grocer. That we promote all kinds of healthy products, and more than 400 types of Simply Nature organic products in Singapore, Malaysia, Cambodia, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Vietnam. Now that all kinds of ingredients you want to find, like even hibiscus tea, even you want basil powder or the organic olive oil. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So all our products, I mean, Simply Natural products, when we bring in, we have this organic transaction cert that prove it's a birth cert of the organic vegetables or the organic products to prove that whether these farms are clearly certified organic, just like you see on the screen now, that every batch of the organic vegetables are come with from which farm is clearly stated that, like, for example, carrots now is from Huggins from Queensland, beetroot now is from Queensland as well, and then orange is from South Australia. So this is a birth cert, just like our oats. It also has a birth cert that is coming from Victoria states of Australia. So there's another way to identify whether it's real organic or not. So this is like number 11 already. Yeah, number 9 already. Yeah. So besides, we also work with a very good company like Sikkim that win the Alternative Nobel Prize. That is a biodynamic farm. So most of our teas actually are biodynamic, grown in Egypt and also from in Darjeeling. Yeah. So you can see the Simply Natural brand of tea, which really good quality. I would say, like for example, like our chamomile tea, which is really strong chamomile scents as compared to the other brand that I will. And then they have this interesting program called Chamomile Kids program, that chamomile children, that they let the children harvest the flowers, and in at the same time they let them enroll them to the Sikkim community schools in Egypt, which is a really powerful project. So our organic noodles, as you can see, that I turned my colleagues Mimi into as my partner in this organic noodle factories, that we use 20% of fresh vegetables to make into organic noodles, which the noodles that you buy, I would say that it's worth every single cent, because 20% are fresh vegetables, not like other brand of organic noodles, which is very funny that they can't even claim that they use organic beetroot, or they use organic powder to make into organic noodles, because they kind of like use a loophole of organic certifications, that 95% of the organic ingredients is organic, then can claim organic. So the rest of the 5% they use as a powder to process their noodles, which is not certified organic, which not even organic sometimes. So we use 20% of the fresh vegetables to make into noodles. Yeah, which is gaining popularity all around, especially our baby thin noodles. Where to find us? Cold Storage, Giant, Aeon, Fair Price. Yeah, you can Village Grocer, Jaya Grocers. Yeah, you can find all of them. Bands. Yeah, our shops, of course, some dealers. Yeah, and also our website, Lazada, Shopee. Yeah, in Singapore you can find Amazon. In China you can find Taobao, Jingdong now. I mean Pinduoduo, Meituan. So, and also our website, you can see if you are Penang, you click on Penang and then you choose your region, and then you can find our products. And then the interesting thing is we start to work with Disney to promote our brand, and then our collaborations is because Disney see us as because they have the KPI to turn our product become healthier and healthier. So we are at the other side of the balance to balance their product range, that which is getting healthier and healthier. So number 9, that you can find us, if you read the labels, and then you see that what are the certifications is NASA, then you can go to NASA website and you click produce product and operator. You can key in the registration numbers or key in the name, and you see whether we are there or not. So it's very clear that you can see we're there, and then it shows that we are real one. Yeah. So there's the ninth way. And the last way, I would say, you can continue to explore, many other ways, like the collaboration between us and Disney, that the magic in organic. Yeah, we want you to discover the magic in organic. And now, if you can find our new vegetables in new label vegetables, you can see these right hand side labels. And then if you buy the vegetables and then you keep the receipt, you scan this QR code, and you can join our spin and win games that you can win this very, very nice Zenshin and Disney bag. So that will be my 10th way. So with that, I conclude my talks. So I hope you enjoyed it, and then I hope you can visit us or support us, and let us know that what's your opinion. So I think we still have quite a bit of time. So I think we can start the Q&A.
Thank you, Mr. Tai. It is very impressive presentation. One of the participants asked, did you sell your fertilizer in your retail shop so that it could actually help the home farmers?
Yes. You can come to our shops. You can request. Well, some shops maybe limited space, but definitely you can order from them easily. Yeah.
Right. So there's this one participant says, I find this talk informative and enlightening. Can I know whether organic vegetable keep longer than the non-organic vegetable, or they are more perishable?
Most of the time they are more perishable because they get infected by the worms sometimes. But I would say their energies are higher. So sometimes some vegetables last longer. Just like, for example, like a very interesting thing is like our Thailand. You can see it is naturally that it has the extra layer of the natural coating that when you spray pesticide or chemical fertilizers, that extra layer of coating actually disappear. But the organic one is very clear that when the water drip on it, the water actually will run away and then wouldn't stuck on the Thailand. So it's subjective sometimes. Yeah.
Right. There's also one question from Facebook says, what would be the hands down conviction to persuade farmer to go into organic farming?
Well, it's very clear that, I mean, if you talk about monetary term, hey, I'm the conventional farmers. How can I be, if I become organic farmers, will I lose the job or will I lose more money? Yeah. So you have to study that, what the crops that you want to go. If you are interested, you can email us, info@zenshin.com.my. You can check us out, you can talk to us. We can, if you are the farmers, because we only work with farmers. We don't work with wholesalers. We work with farmers. We successfully turn 30 farms into organic because we know we not only turn them into organic, we actually make their life better and more sustainable. So that is very important. We in terms of economic terms, we have to make them better. Yeah. But if we don't have the ideas or the capabilities to turn their life better, we wouldn't pursue them to be organic, I think, in the first place. Yeah. It has to be sustainable.
Right. Thanks, Mr. Tai. There's one question also from Facebook. What is the main difference between biodynamic farming versus organic farming?
Biodynamic is one other layers of a subset of organic. Yeah. So organic, it has to be first organic and then biodynamic. So biodynamic, they always say that there's always a saying. I mean, the biodynamic groups, especially in Malaysia, they always say that, we are a level higher. Yeah. is bound by more sets of regulations, which that biodynamic requires you can't even use organic pesticides. Sometimes, for example, we use BT, which is Bacillus thuringiensis, which is a kind of microbes that infect the insects. So for biodynamic farmers, they don't use that. What they believe is this biodynamic, the BT 500 and 501. So BT 500 is the cow dung that in mixtures that put in the cow horn that over the winters that generates that so-called, according to biodynamics, that it harvests the energy from the air, from the universe, that go into this mixtures, and then they use it in the water, and then they create a vortex in the water, and then they spray in their farms. So this is the main things they use, and then you use also compost. So you can read about biodynamics in the Demeter website, which is Rudolf Steiner started this whole ideas. And then organic, of course, some of our farmers are biodynamics. So, but because of certifications, we use organic only, that we are not certified Demeter. Yeah. So, but whether you want to judge, hey, that one is better or not, I would say that I wouldn't confirm that. And then I would say that sometimes organic vegetables even taste better than the biodynamic one. The good farmers and the bad farmers, there are differences. Not say that you are organic farmers, you're definitely a good farmers, or not say that whether you are organic biodynamic farmers, you are definitely a good farmers. Yeah, so it really depends. Yeah, so I would say, but that biodynamic there are a lot of ways that definitely is one of the way to go as well, because we do think that more compost going to the farm will definitely help the farms and help your produce to be better. Yeah.
Right. There are a few similar questions, like how to keep the organic veggies stay fresh longer in the fridge. And there's similar to a question in our Zoom room. How long is the average shelf life of the organic vegetables sold in your outlet? At times, I bought a vegetable from the outlet. They are no longer fresh.
I think it's very clear that it's something alive. And then if you place the vegetables under a hot environment or the sun, you can only see that it lasts for a few hours or 1 hour or less. So it depends on how you preserve it as well. And then if you see the vegetables are not as fresh already, maybe you choose not to buy, because it's a matter of your choice. Unless the one that we deliver to you definitely will guarantee at least 1 day of shelf life. Yeah, because it really depends on how you store it. Yeah, we can't guarantee that how you store it. But how to preserve it better, you can put in your the drawer area of your fridge, so that the moistures can be kept inside, so your vegetable wouldn't blow dry. Or you can wrap it in a paper that you spray some water, so then it can keep fresher and then more moist. Yeah, so that will be the way to keep the vegetables fresher. Yeah.
Right. So there's also one question from Facebook, say, will Genshin phase out the plastic packaging material?
So it's very clear that how to preserve the vegetables is very important. The farmers spend so much time, 1 month, few months, to grow the vegetables. So when you grow it, we harvest them. We actually wrap them in the paper and then put in the basket, and then deliver to the packing house. We pack them. We put into the plastics or the membrane. Or you can see that we start adopting the paper tray, that we have reduced 12 tons of plastic last year. So why we put in the plastics? Because the plastic actually stop the moistures from going out, and then preserve the vegetables for much longer. So the effort of the farmers and the rest of the chain won't be affected. So that's why the plastic bag or the so-called membrane packaging is still very important. That has to be used at the moment to preserve the quality. I mean, of course, there are PLA plastics and other plastic we are studying now, but the cost is just too high. And then also wasting the energy. So we are trying our best to see, we are going to recycle PET soon as well. And also we're definitely looking at the alternative. As much as we want to reduce, we are using BOPP, by the way, which is the thinner kind of plastics, that better structure, the thinner kind of plastic. So we actually reduce the use of plastics already. But to further reduce, of course, we have to do it. Yeah.
Right. I think there's a similar question on this, but they are talking about on microplastic appearing in soil, fruits, according to various study. So does Zensing look also into this issue?
Well, microplastics is a very big topic. It's just like, you know that if you watch a Seaspiracy, yeah, it tells you that, you know, what actually is the plastic issues and where is the plastics coming from. Yeah, and why you see the microplastics somewhere, somehow. Yeah. So it's a very big topic. I wouldn't say that I want to comment too much, but yeah, we try our best to reduce, but we can't. And then we have our limit also. We are not yet Superman. Yeah, I think.
Right. Sure. And there's this Mr. Xiao from Facebook as well. Zensing has organic fertilizer that suit for fertigation system.
So you're talking about the one that putting the hydroponic kinds of fertigations, right? So
Yeah.
all our produce are soil grown at the moment. Nothing grow only on the water. Yeah. So we are following more on the European standards now, that because we believe that nurturing soil, the health of soil helps if the soil is healthy, your food is healthy. And at the moment, we don't have any soluble fertilizers yet. Yeah, to answer what Xiao is asking.
Right.
And I saw Nissan also asked about the future of organic food. Where will it be cheaper and it be all more affordable? I think it's very clear that a lot of people don't know that if you can Google it, something called the true cost accounting. What is the true cost? Why there's so-called true cost accounting? Meaning that the true cost of our food is actually ignored now, because if you use chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticide, and then you use the weedicide to farm the vegetables, it's very easy. You just spray without looking at it, and then you grow the vegetables. So what's the true cost? The true cost is this leakage going to your waterway, and then going to your soil. First, your soil is spoiled, and then in the future, you have no topsoil, you can't grow anymore. Then you migrate your farms to the other places where you have topsoil. Second, the chemical go into the waterway, just like the hydroponic vegetables. In the end, you drink it, you get sick. Who pays the bill? The insurance pay the bill. In the end, insurance increase the price, and the government pay the bill, because it will affect our health system. So in the end, what do you get? You get a cheap food in the beginning, and then you incur all the costs at the end. So it's called so-called true cost accounting. You can see my friend Nature and More, they're doing a lot of research on these things. So we say it's not organic, it's too expensive, but just the conventional is too cheap. It's too cheap now, but it's not cheap in the future.
Right.
So you choose what to pay, I think. Yeah.
I think there's this one comment from Mr. Lim also in our Zoom room. I've looked at some products from Zensing and expressed the doubt whether they are genuinely organic. And if your staff will be able to convince me, convict me that they were genuine organic, I would have bought those products. But I guess Mr. Tai has already expressed how to actually identify.
I think you listen to my presentation, read your labels. You come to my staff again, my colleagues again, or you email to me, info@zensing.com.my. You take the pictures of your labels. We will do the traceability for you. That because our products, first certification logo, the numbers, and then not only that, we have the traceability codes below. You can ask other brands of organic vegetables in the market if they have the traceability codes out there, even though they are certified, if they practice the traceabilities. Yeah. So we take in many of these questions.
Right.
Every day, every month, every year, because that's very important. It's not easy to do that, but we have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And one question that PM me, how often the authority have the audit and inspection of these those standards? I think.
So for our organic contract farms, we do internal audit twice a year.
Right.
And international certification body do it once a year. So 3 times.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you have any questions or any doubt, yeah, we see that if we find potential pollutions, we will test. Yeah, because testing is not cheap as well. Yeah, each test costs us about 1,000. Yeah, so we do constant tests as well. Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay, I think we cover more and less all the questions. And I think one question, are the insect edible? I think you have mentioned in your talk just now.
They are proteins. So long they are not toxic, don't tell me you eat the dangerous spiders. I mean, I can't help, Yeah, but the rest are fine, I think.
Right. Anyone in the Zoom room, you want to unmute and you want to ask Mr. Tai any question directly?
Good morning, Mr. Tai.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, Ayanda. Yes, I hear you.
Could you please tell me your email address for further correspondence?
Info at Zensing.com.my.
.my.
Yeah.
Okay. What effect does consuming organic food has on the body compared to inorganic food?
What? Can you repeat the questions again, Ayanda?
What effect does consuming organic food has on the body compared to inorganic food?
What's the effect when you consume organic food and then when you don't consume organic food?
Yes.
You increase the exposures of having pesticide in your food when you consume a conventional food. That's very clear. That's the first benefit that you get from organic food. Of course, most of us feel is more energetic. When consume organic food, you feel the energy. Yeah, I wouldn't say that you can cure cancer and all these things, but I would say that, yeah, if you believe that you eat organic food like many of the consumers, the real organic food, you feel the effect. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ayanda. So thank you, Mr. Tai. So once again, I think there is no more question from the Zoom room. We have pretty much covered everything. Once again, on behalf of the Environmental Protection Education Working Group, I would like to thank Mr. Tai Seng Yee for your insightful sharing. And I believe our audience has benefited from the session today, thanks to the audience in the Facebook and also in the Zoom room.
I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. So anything, you come to our shops. I think if you live in Penang, KL, Malacca, JB, Kluang, come to Singapore, you come to see us. Even China, Nanning, you come to see us. And then, we'll try our best to answer your questions.
Right, sure. If you have further inquiry, feel free to drop out the text in our Facebook post or Messenger. Don't forget to like our page. And also fill in your attendance list in the link that we have shared in Facebook as well as in the Zoom room. And we will see you again in our next web
Check out
room.
our Disney Zensin vegetables, and then you can win the very nice bag. Really, really, very nice bag. Yeah. So
Thank you.
hope to
Thank
see you
you.
guys soon. Take care. Have a good Sunday. Good Saturday. Yeah. Bye.